it's a pretty big gap. I would like the school board, actually, to make an effort to address the gap. You know, like Michelle said when we first started this whole process, that it was going to be challenging, and I totally agree with her. And in order to close the gap, I believe that our employees who live, they pay rent here, they pay mortgages, they pay taxes, they will not feel the benefits of a pay raise if there's an increase in county taxes. For example, like last year, the health care contributions went up, 4% raise. But where did that 4% raise go to? That went to the medical contributions from our employees. I know I was contacted by many employees about it. They didn't even break even, and some of them had to wind up paying. So I asked myself, was that really a raise? Also, I know for a fact the economically disadvantaged student population is increasing here in Spotsylvania County. I heard it tonight, which translates to me that the rents are going to go up if our taxes go up. And after I diligently reviewed the 2020 budget, there were areas, line by line item, the increase in the superintendent's annuity, thousands of dollars, small potatoes in the big budget we have, but it's concerning to me. Have we examined it close enough to ensure we caught the other areas?
I think it's important, as a matter of fact, it's our duty as a school board member to advocate for the need that we address the needs of our staff and our students. We've seen how our composition of our student body, while the overall number hasn't increased, but when you dive down into the detail, you clearly see that there is a change. ECD, economically challenged, has significantly changed. When I came to Spotsylvania County, it was 14%. We're now at 39%. If that isn't a change, I don't know what is. And we will present to the supervisors as we lay out our requests how the change in special ed, and within the special ed, you look at the overall population of special ed has increased. When you dive into it, what's really changing, there are subgroups that are changing dramatically. The same thing for EL. The need for, as we've heard, for safety and security. We have to be able to address those needs, and it presents a need for our guidance counselor, more guidance counselors. And also, as we look at the profile of a Virginia graduate, the need for those guidance people to be able to help our students when we get into trying to develop individualized learning plans for our students. All those are going to require more staff, more guidance, and all part of the profile of a graduate. We heard part of that presented again this evening. So I am wholly in supportive of the budget. As a school board member, it is my responsibility to advocate for these needs and to ask that these needs be addressed through our meeting with the supervisors. They are the ones that can address the funding level. But level funding certainly doesn't cut it. Level funding ignores what is anticipated through the composite index, that if you're going to receive state funds, you have to have a local match that goes with it. You can't receive $6-7 million additional funds at the state level and anticipate zero increase at the local level. That's not a match.
Every single year we point out that our English language learners are growing. Our students needing disability services are growing. And our economically disadvantaged students are growing. Every year we point that out. We put it out in charts. We point it out when we speak, that these are main budget drivers, and those populations are growing. Our overall numbers aren't growing, but our population that requires the most services, as pointed out earlier by our speakers, is growing. The burden that the English language learner teachers are presented this evening with their student ratios is the same burden that our counselors are experiencing, our social workers are experiencing, and all of those special services groups with that are responding to the needs of our ever-changing population. We have got to be proactive about servicing these students. Each year, we are told to predict local funding from our local side. The state in the past 5 or 6 years is rising at not the percentage we would like since the 2009 cuts, but they are responding. They are recognizing that Virginia schools and employees are trailing in funding. So they are trying to make it up. The increases are coming. The local side, we're told every year to count on local funding, level funding. And we keep explaining there's budget drivers that are increasing, and we need to be proactive in responding to these. And this year, the failure to be proactive and to just be reactionary over the past 5 or 6 years, it's all added up, and we need funding for these special groups and for these services and for our employees to not have a ratio of 60, 70, 80 English language learners per teacher. Our counselor ratios are too high. Our maintenance department is still staffed with less maintenance people than in 2009. So we have to pay attention to how much we're asking our employees to do.
The 149 positions is supporting our students. I have been asking for the social workers for a number of years. Our students are having more and more mental health needs. So the counselors and the social workers that this budget includes is going to help our students directly. The number of teachers, the number of gen ed teachers, special ed teachers, L teachers. Our students deserve this. When I was hearing some of these numbers that our L teachers were talking about, I know what that means. Level 1, I know what that means. And to have 24 or 25 level 1s in a class, but they don't speak English. That's what level 1 is. They need support. Our kids need support. That's why our teachers need support, to help our students. This is all about the kids.